All right, so in this video I have a pretty crazy pair of slides to show you guys. This is from a company called Scintillate, and this is obviously a Zellerfeld creation as well. And this is made in Germany, and this model is called the Explorer. It actually came with some extra socks in here as well. Anyways, check out these crazy slides. So this is the Scintillate Explorer, as it said. So Ben over at Scintillate actually reached out to me and sent these over to me. So at first glance, it really just looks like a Zellerfeld creation, which we know the 3D printed company by now that made the Nike Air Max 1000s. Seth Fowler did Apothecary Mule as well. And then we have these Scintillate slides. So they have a couple other slides out there available as well. But what makes this one unique is they actually utilized AI to create this one from scratch. So I think that that is kind of cool. It's kind of different, the fact that they were able to do that. I know that there are people that are going to be on one side of the fence or the other for AI, especially for artwork and stuff. But I like the idea that you could be like, create me a comfortable pair of slides that has, you know, some sort of detailing or whatever, and have it be wide and, you know, like all the type of characteristics that I would want in a pair of slides, and then have a mock-up be created to then be able to take that like concept and then make it into a reality is crazy. But here's the other thing that's wild, because I know this is a pair that I got a while ago, and I apologize to Ben. I've been meaning to get this review done earlier. I just didn't get a chance with the kids going back to school and whatnot. It's been kind of crazy around here. But this slide is their older version, and since then, I've seen a couple different mock-ups of new versions and a pair of shoes as well, which makes this situation pretty darn crazy. Like, I like to think of this kind of like as a Fortnite versus like Call of Duty approach. And what I mean by that is like, this is like the V1 of the slide, or maybe this is a V2 or 3 of what they actually created with the Scintillate Explorer slide. Since then, maybe they've made adjustments to the slide to make it lighter, a little bit smaller in certain areas. They made like a V2 or a V3 version. What I like about that is the fact that you're able to pivot and move quickly if there's something that you get customer feedback on and says, yeah, I really like it, but this about the slides. And then they can adjust it and add something or take something away from them and then create a newer version of that just like on the go. And that to me is like the Fortnite approach. You know, you make changes constantly and it's an evolving game. It's the same game and you just keep evolving it, versus like the Call of Duty side of things where they release a new Call of Duty game every single year and you have to pay another $70 every single year or whatever for that new product. But my point being is you have the ability to make small adjustments to products and then like re-release those products. And since everything's 3D printed on demand, like you really aren't losing a lot of overhead by mass producing 100,000 pairs of one and then having that one not sell out and go on super sale. It's really like a smart evolutionary like way to be able to create products. Now, the design of these look crazy. They're super big and bulky. They are very heavy as well. On the scale, you're looking at 15.6 ounces for one. So it's very, very heavy. But I like the crazy width of the slide. It is very, very big. The upper is crazy. It's very easy to get on. And then you have this weird little nose thing on the front. I don't really like that. I think it looks crazy. But overall, when you're wearing these, like I felt like I was wearing something more than just a pair of slides. It was really like kind of artistic on feet. The fact that it's 3D printed. I like all of the different like angles and design elements of the upper as well. The difference between the midsole and then kind of the straps up top. And then I like that it kind of curves up on the back. There's also different textures in this slide. So the outsole is firmer, the footbed is actually softer, and then the upper construction here is actually really soft as well, which is just crazy. But the fun thing is it's actually one material that they're using in a bunch of different ways to make it like strong, but also softer in other areas. So on feet, how are they? They're super comfortable, which is crazy. Same as Seth Fowler's like Apothecary Mules. Those are super comfortable as well. These are really, really comfortable and they're wide. I wore mine to like the movie theater and stuff. It was just a fun pair to be able to wear around. And overall, it was really crazy looking, but very comfortable on feet as well. It does have the Scintillate branding on the bottom of them. And overall, I would say like it's a pretty exciting thing that they're able to create. Now, it looks like they have the Ultra version available on the Zellerfeld site now. If you guys are interested, I'll link you guys in the description. Those ones retail at $120. This one was, I think, a little bit more. So the fact that they were able to bring down the cost of the product, I think is a plus. Because I think that this one was 180 or something, closer to that. And now the newer Ultra version is only $120. So I like that. Yes, it's still a lot. It's $120. It's double the cost of a regular pair of slides. So like I get it that it's expensive still, but it is very, very unique in its own right. They also do have a 3D printed shoe that they have that is $190 that I thought was pretty cool as well. I think that the price points are definitely the hardest selling point of what we have here. Zellerfeld does a lot of different 3D printing pieces for a bunch of different artists and stuff as well. So it is kind of difficult to look at the products and identify like, oh, this is this person's like Jeff Staples shoe versus this is Seth Fowler's shoe or whatever else. So I get that there could be some market confusion going on within this own space because it's like the same materials and same colors used in all different shapes for different people that design their own elements of whatever they design. And I like that these different brands are creating unique things. And so if you have an affinity to like a certain brand, you can support that brand because of X, Y, or Z. In situations like these, I mean, the fact that this is like an AI created piece is pretty crazy. Like, definitely very unique that they ended up creating something like this. But what do you guys think about the Scintillate slides? Is it something you guys are vibing with or not? They're really wild on feet, but they're very comfortable, and I like that they're super unique, easy to get on, and again, just very impressed with the overall product in hand and on feet, even though the entry to barrier is really difficult at that 120. I also did want to call out, if you order these, they actually have the option to foot scan your own foot so they can make it custom fitting for yourself, which is obviously ideal, especially somebody like myself that's like a half footer. Like, sometimes I get a size 9 and it's too small. Sometimes I get a size 10 and it's too big. The fact that they would like scan your foot in and like make it to order for you, I think can be really powerful for those people that have a hard time finding the right size slide. I think that's a really cool offering, and it's something unique to this like 3D printed world that we are now seeing a lot more of. But leave a comment, let me know what you guys think about these. I think they're crazy looking, but I'm there for it as well. Shout out to Ben for lacing me up with a pair. Anyway, link in the description if you guys are interested in checking them out. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day out there. Thank you guys for stopping in and watching. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and all that other stuff. Yeah, see you guys.